Welcome to CNC tutorial number 2 of making a cutting board or a laminated project. And in this tutorial we're actually going to set up job settings for our project in VCarve, which you're looking at right now on the screen, and bringing in that DXF file we made in tutorial 1. So if you are looking for VCarve on your computer, simple way is just to go down here in the search and type in V and it'll start coming up, and you want the app VCarve. Now you have version 8.5, I have version 9.5. It really doesn't matter for what we're doing. They are pretty much identical. So, I mean, there are differences in the versions, but nothing that we'll notice for what we're doing. So, on we go. First thing, we're going to create a new file. So find that and click that. And we will pull up, looks like a piece of paper, but this is supposed to represent the piece of wood that we are going to put into the CNC, the blank that you have prepared, the rectangle you have prepared so far. So we have to put in the sizes. So first of all, just pick single side. We're not going to do two sides like this. We're not going to CNC both sides. We're just going to pick one side, single side. And then you basically work your way down this column answering all of these questions. So how wide is your piece of wood that you're going to put into the CNC? And so my piece of wood happens to be, I believe it's about 10 inches wide. You should double check and measure and put exactly what it is, but that's what I believe it is. And then the height of mine is 14 inches high. Okay, so you can get an idea right away of the orientation here. It's 14 inches high and 10 inches wide. And then the thickness of the piece of wood, we've all machined it so that it's 3/4 of an inch thick. And we are working in inches. If for some reason you had to work in millimeters, you could simply click a button, but we're staying in inches. And then we're on to something that's a little less familiar. This Z0 position is basically what the CNC is going to take as a zero position. The CNC has an X direction, a Y direction, and a Z direction. And if we've already had the demo, you'll know a little bit about that. But the Z is the up-down, like towards the ceiling and the floor direction. And that is the zero position for that. We're going to actually make the machine bed. So it's got to be down here on the, this is very important or things go, well, in CNC, if you feed it bad information, it doesn't know it and it will just try and follow that information and the results can be catastrophic. So make sure you pick machine bed and then everything should work out. Now the next one is our datum position. So, or what we call our XY0. And so depending on what we want, a lot of the times we'll pick the lower left corner and our CNC will start in its lower left corner of the XY of the bed of the CNC, and then it will start working out from there and cutting your project. For my oval, I'd like it to be very centered on the middle board. And because it would be weird if the oval kind of ran to the right or to the left of that center board. So I'm going to actually pick the middle, and I'm going to remember that when I do it. I'm going to set my CNC up so its XY0 is right in the middle of the board. And then it will go from there and it will move out and it will cut around like that, and my oval should end up dead center. Okay, next one. Resolution standard is fast. That's just for drawing on your screen so your computer doesn't have to work too hard. Appearance, solid color's fine. Color doesn't matter. So we'll push OK. Now that I've done that, I have set up my job. If you ever want to change those settings, you have to go up into Edit. You hit Job Size and Position. And there you go. There's all those same settings again. Once you've changed them, push OK, and you're back. Okay, the next step I said was we were going to bring in that DXF file we made. So we're just going to go up to File, we're going to go to Import, and then from here you're going to find a vector. And in vector you should be able to find PDFs and DXFs. I'm bringing in the DXF. Make sure you use the DXF. It's got information we need. So we'll click that and push Open. There it is. Now it doesn't put it right on the page or on the, it looks like a page, but our piece of stock here that we're going to put in the CNC, it's off here. So if I click on it and I see that it's right at my cursor, it's got this little cross. If I hold my mouse button down, I should be able to, hang on, let me grab it again. Windowing around something grabs it. And now I can, I might have to do something else to move this. Here we go. One more time. I'll do this, boom. So if you're having trouble moving it, which I seem to be, there is a move command over here. So I'm going to grab that. And when I do that, I should be able to now just grab it and move it around. Holy smokes, what's happening? There we go. Move command. There, I'll grab it on the dot. Perfect. So I guess I have to grab one of those nodes. Okay, so you're all saying, well, it doesn't fit the piece of wood that you've made yet. So I'm going to rotate it again. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to hit the rotate command. If you hover over them, they tell you what they're doing. And it's picked it for me. If it hadn't, I would pick it. And now I'm going to put in an angle of 90, because that would be the rotation that I'd want, and hit apply and push close. So now I've put it in the position on the piece of wood. It just needs to be located and centered. Remember, this, we want this centered because our wood's in strips, and I want this oval right in the middle. So to center it, if I click out here, I haven't picked it. So I clicked out here, I haven't picked it. Now I will window it again. Whenever it's pink or magenta, it's been picked. And now what I'm going to do is use this centering command, align selected objects, click on it. And there's different ways to align to your material. I'm going to pick this one, put it horizontally and vertically in the middle. Boom, there I go. Hit close. Okay, that is pretty much it. We brought in our DXF, we got it centered on our material, we set up our material to be the same size as the board we've made, and the next step will be doing a little bit of editing. So that's all for tutorial 2. See you in tutorial 3.